वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदेवी भुक्ति मुक्ति प्रदायिनी मंत्रमूर्ति सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। हरि ओम।
सीता हरण ताज जनी कहु पिता सन जाय। ओ रामा कहु पिता सन जाय। जाओ मैं राम चुकुल सहित कहहि दसानन आय। हो रामा कहहि दसानन आय। गीत देह तजि धरि हरि रूपा भूषण बहुपत पीत अनूपा। श्याम गात बिसाल बजुचारी स्तुति करत नयन भरि बारी। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। शरणम शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम। श्री राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम सीता राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम सीता राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम सीता राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम सीता राम राम। जय राम रूप अनूप निर्गुण सगुण गुण प्रेरक सही। दस शीस बाहु प्रचंड कंदन चंद सर मंदन मही। पातोर काट सरोज मुख राजीव आयत लोचनम। नित नौमि राम कृपाल बाहु विशाल भव भय मोचनम। बलमापनेय मनानि मायव मावयत्मिक गोचरम। गोविंद गोपाल द्वंद्व हर विज्ञान गण धर नीधरम। जो राम मंत्र जपंत संत अनंत जन मन रंजनम। नित नौमि राम अकाम प्रिय कामारि कल दल गंजनम। जय श्रुति निरंजन ब्रह्म व्यापक विरज अज कहि गावहि। कर ध्यान ज्ञान विराग योग अनेक करत मन को बस जदा सो राम रमणी वास संतत दास बस त्रिभुवन जनी मम उर बसौ सो जासु की रथ पावनी श्री राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम सीता राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम श्री राम राम सीता राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम श्री राम जय जय 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 राम अबिरल भगति माग बर की दगयो हरि नाम तेहि कई क्रिया जत चित निज कर कीन्ही राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम कोमल चित अति दीन दयाला कारण बिनु रघुनाथ कृपाला गिर अधम कग अंसी भोगी गति दीन्ही जो जाचत योगी सुनहु माते लोग अभागा अति भारी। यही विधि स्तुति करऊं तुम्हारी, अधम जाति में जड़मति भारी। अधम से अधम अधम अति नारी, नमः मैं अति मंद अगारी। कह रघुपति सुनो भामिनी बात, मानव एक भगति करनाता। जाति पाति कुल धर्म बराई, धन बल परिजन गुण चतुराई। भगतिहीन नर सो है कैसा, बिनु जल बारिश देखे कैसा। नवदा भक्ति कहो तुई पाही, सावधान सुनि धर्म न माही। प्रथम भक्ति संतन कर संगा, दूसरी रति मम तथा प्रसंगा। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। गुरु पर पंकज सेवा, तीसरी भक्ति अमाना। चौथी भक्ति मम गुण गण, करई कपट तति गान। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। मंत्र जाप मम ग्रह विश्वासा, पंचम बदन सुबीर प्रकाशा। शतजम शील विरत बहु कर्मा, निरत निरंतर सजन धर्मा। सातव सम मोहि मय जग देखा, मोहे संसारिक कर लेखा। आवत जता लाभ संतोषा, सपने हु नहीं देखे मन दोषा। नवम सरल सब सन चलहीना, मम भरोसहि हर्षन दीना। नवम हु एक हु जीन के होई, नारी पुरुष कर कोई। होई अतिशय भामिनी प्रिय मोरे, सकल प्रकार भगत गृह तोरे। जोगी वृंद दुर्लभ गति जोई, तो कहु आज सुलभ भई सोई। मम दर्शन फल परम अनूपा, जीव पावन सहज स्वरूपा। जनक सुता कैसे ही भामिनी, जारहि कह कर वर गामिनी। पंपा सरहि जाऊ गुरावा, तह होहि सुग्रीव मिटाई। सो सब कहि देवर गुराई,
जानत हो
बार बार प्रभु पर सिरुनाई। प्रेम सहित सब कथा सुनाई। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालो भजु मन, हरन भव भय दारुणम्। नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर, कंज भर कंजारुणम्। कही कथा सकल बिलो की हर मुख, हृदय पर पंकज धरे। तजि जोग पावक देह हरि पर, लीन भय जह नहीं पीरे। नर बिबिर कर्म अधर्म बहुमत, शोक प्रद सब त्यागहु। विश्वास करि कह बस नाही। देखहु तात बसंत सुहावा, प्रियाहीन मोहि व्याकुल पावा। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। विरह विकल बलहीन मोहि, जान से निपट अकेला। सहित बपिन मधुकर खगा, मदन कीन बद
सीताराम चरण रति मोरे अनुदिन बरऊ अनुग्रह तोरे राम चरण बारिज जब देखूं तब निज जन्म सफल कर लेखूं राम सदा सेवक रुचि राखी वेद पुराण साधु सुर साखी मोरे तुम प्रभु गुरु पितु माता श्री राम जाऊं कहाँ तजी पद जल जाता श्री राम नयन निसंत दरस नहीं देखा लोचन मोर पंख गरी लेखा बिनु पद चलई सुनई बिनु गाना कर बिनु कर्म करई विधि नाना कोमल चित अति दीन दयाला कारण बिनु रघुनाथ कृपाला बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई राम कथा के तेई अधिकारी जिनके सत्संगति अति प्यारी जिन हरि भगति हृदय नहीं आनी जीवत सब समान तेई प्राणी सिया राम मैं सब जग जानी करऊ सिया राम मैं सब जग जानी करऊं गौरी जुग पानी राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपितजम्बो फलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश पादपङ्कजम् या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं धीमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं नरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। बोलो राम 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 सीता राम 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 बोलो
राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम
मंगल भवन आ मंगलहारी द्रवपु सुदशरथ अजर बिहारी रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई प्राण जाए बरु बचन न जाए
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम
नहीं कलिकर मन भगति विवेकु राम नाम लंबन एकु
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय
राम एकता पसती तारी नाम को तीखल कुमति सुधारी
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय
बोले लखन मधुर मृदुबानी ज्ञान विराग भगति रस सानी काहू को सुख दुख कर दाता निज कृत कर्म भोग सब भ्राता
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय
कर्म प्रधान विश्व करि राखा जो जस करई सो तस फलो चाखा
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम ki jai. Okay. Welcome to all of you to this satsang tonight. We are now in the 70s. Night number 72. Number 72. All right. If you are joining us for the first time, we are seeing now Aranyakand. We reached all the way in the Aranyakand. And when we left it last night, we saw Lakshmana now they are in Panchavati. And last night I was giving that geography and all those who missed out. They left Chitrakoot way up between UP and Madhya Pradesh, and now they have come all even near Mumbai actually, present day Mumbai, in a place called Nasik, modern day city of Nasik. Just outside Nasik is this Panchavati. And in this Panchavati was previously called as Dandakaranya, because it had received a sharp from, name came Dandakaranya because it had received a sharp from Gautam Rishi, and so on. So long story is that you'll have to follow that all by yourself and all. Huh? But in that now Panchavati, Bhagwan Sri Ram was sitting. Ek bhar Prabhu Sukha Asina Tulsidas. He was sitting very comfortably. And Lakshman kahe, bachala chalahina, like that. Lakshman asked some questions, really wanting to know, genuinely wanting to know. And what were those questions? 5 questions we saw last night. Kahu Gyana Viraga Rumaya, Kahu Su Bhagati, Karahu Jehi Daya. Then Ishwara Jiva Bhed Kahu, Prabhu, Sakala Kahau Samujai, Jate Hoi Charanati, Shokamoha Brahmajai. In this, 5 questions are there. What is Gyan? What is Vairagya? This is order. Gyan, Vairagya. Then Maya. Then Bhakti. Then Ishwara and Jiva, Bhed, the difference between Ishwara and Jiva. Jiva is the individual, Ishwara is the total. What is the difference between this individual and the total? This is the last question. So, Bhagwan now, Thorehi Mahasabaka Ubujai. Sunahutat Mati Mana Chitalai. He tells to Lakshmana, my dear, you listen. Mati Mana Chitalai. This is Ramayana also is telling how we should listen. Huh? Otherwise, many times we listen in this air and it goes out from that air. That is if we sympathetic. And if we're not sympathetic, it go in this air and bounce out. It doesn't even get to pass through. So now, Bhagavan tells to Lakshman, this is also, our Puja Gurudev is to make a big distinction between listening and hearing. Most people we only hear, we don't listen. But listening means I have to do some application of the faculties. I have to apply the faculties in this effort. Hearing, one fellow gone by the doctor and he said, Doc, I feel my wife getting deaf, The doctor said, okay, well, go home and test and you will tell me. What test? The doctor tell him what to test. He come and he stand up by the door and she cooking here in the kitchen. He said, where you cooking? From by the door. No response. That means she can't hear from so far. So the doctor tell him, walk halfway. I said, you walk halfway. Where you cooking? What are you cooking? Again, no response. 3/4 the way. Where you cooking? No response. He said, Go on right next to she now. Where you cooking? The wife said, for the 3rd, 4th much time I tell you, cooking fried aloo. He were deaf. So this listening requires that we put some personality into it, in simple language. Huh? So here Bhagavan tells Lakshmana, Sunahutat, listen, my dear, how mati, mana, chit, lie. Mati means intellectual discrimination. You bring that thing. Mana means here, heart, means feeling into it. I'm listening with feeling. Bring your personality into it. And then chitta means my whole memory and all that. Prior knowledge on that subject matter. Because what knowledge is going to be given on that subject matter now should jive with the prior knowledge which you have. You see, two should mesh. Or you should see how they are meshing, like that. All this listening requires all of these things, you see. Anyway. Kaho Jnana Viragaru Maya. Tell me what is Jnana, Vairagya, and Maya. Maya is number 3, but Bhagavan answers Maya first. Very important thing. The order also Bhagavan changes. Huh? Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram
Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai.
मैं अरु मोर तोर तै माया. श्री राम जय राम
जय राम.
जही बस कीने जीव निकाय.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram.
मैं अरु मोर तोर तै माया.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram.
जही बस कीने जीव निकाया. श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम. श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम.
Shri Ram Jai Ram
जय जय राम. Syavara Ramachandra ki jai. Those of you who are struggling to find the number in your Ramayana, it is just one line after 14, 1-4. Number 1-4. Ram Gita starts on 13, after 13. That's how you have to remember. This is called as Ram Gita. Why they call it Ram Gita? Because Lakshmana asks questions and Bhagavan Ram is answering. Just like Arjuna asked something there and Bhagavan Shri Krishna is answering. Called Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita means Bhagavan is speaking. There. Bhagavat. Okay. So, Lakshmana asks, now, what is this Jnana? What is Vairagya? This passion. Jnana means knowledge. What is Maya? And throughout the Shastras, everywhere you will see so many definitions of Maya. In Vedanta, so many definitions of Maya will be given. Huh? But here, the best, most succinct definition of Maya you will see by Tulsidas is able to capture so much in just few words. This is the genius of the sage. In a few words. And here, a chaupai, we call char, has 4 padas, 4 little, pada means leg literally, 4 sections in one chaupai. Quarter. This is a chaupai. 4 quarters. in quarter of a chaupai, he defines Maya. Maya word you have heard all the time. So many times you would have heard Maya, Maya. So here, in quarter chaupai, me aru mor tor te Maya. Finish. Quarter chaupai. So what is this Maya? Me and mine, you and yours. Anybody who has this feeling, me and mine, you and yours, they are overwhelmed by Maya. And unless a person becomes free from Maya, that person cannot come out from this samsara. So now how it manifests as what? Me and mine, you and yours. Now this is very deep, deep, deep Vedanta. Deep Vedanta. Because all of us have this feeling, what? This is me and mine, that is you and yours. Because when you go home, right? You don't go to your neighbor's home. Unless you leave something there. You wouldn't go. You don't go to your neighbor's home. You go to your home. So you say, this is my home. Like that. Now you count how many things I say mine. My body, my house, my car, my money, my children, my wife, my husband, my family, my land, my possessions, my clothes, my shoes. How many things you say my? Count. Not only that. This is the first part of the disease. The first part of the disease is, I say my with regard to so many things. And I tell you, that disease is worse than that. Some things people, it's not there, but they still say it is mine. That also is there. Like for example, my knowledge. I just give you an example. My knowledge. If I claim any of this knowledge to be mine, that is a lie. Isn't it? Because the rishis and the saints, even Gandhiji was such a great world-renowned figure. Gandhiji said, I have nothing new to tell the world. Because whatever I am going to tell has already been told. So what knowledge you have? And I go and I collect piece here and collect piece there and collect piece there, and I do a PhD and I put copyright. That is mine. All knowledge is there in the universe, then it belongs to nobody. The knowledge is coexistent with the universe. All knowledge. And therefore nothing is. And so things which not mine also, I go on saying it is mine. Like that. So the disease is so bad. And then me. I. And that I is misidentified. So I said, this is me. This body is me. Wrong. They call it Dehatma Buddhi in Vedanta. This is me. But this is not me. This will end up in Waterloo. Where? In the creek. Isn't it? I will move on. So this is not me. See? Wrong thing. So me and mine. And then wherever there is me and mine, see, if I am saying, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, that means whatever I am not saying is mine, that is yours, isn't it? And some of them wife and them real smart. One wife telling the husband, what is yours is mine. And what is mine is mine. You see how I say everything? So, that mine, me and mine, and you and yours. Kabir Sahib tells a nice thing, you know. If you just listen carefully, you will understand in Hindi also. He says, Maina bole maina. Maina is a type of bird, like a parrot, type of bird like that. Black collar bird. I have seen once in my life. I don't know if you all have seen. Maina bird. So maina bole maina. Not me, not I, not mine. Like that. Maina bole me. The maina bird says, maina. तो मूल भयो 10-20. Because the bird says maina, its price goes up many times. It's an expensive bird. Its price goes up, like that. So maina bird. Then bakri bole मैं. Bakri is a goat. Bakri bole मैं. Like, you know, bakri, how the goat go all the time. Bakri bole मैं. To Kabir katayo cease. So what happened to him? What happened to the goat? Get his head cut off. Because he only saying, mine, me. So Maya is this disease which all of us have, and this disease has to be removed. How? You have to go on thinking. To call something yours, that is a long stretch of moha. Stretch of moha, actually. This feeling of me and mine, really we have to give up. You see, we only, it is easier. See, what is it? Maya is me and mine, you and yours. In that quarter of a chopai, you only have to deal with half. That is 1/8 now. In quarter of a chopai, you only have to deal with half of that quarter. What? Me and mine. If we take care of that, give up this feeling of me and mine, the other thing will take care of it, of itself. You see? How easy is this? Tulsidaji has made this. So I just have to give up this feeling anything in this world is mine. And if it's a simple question you ask, if it is yours, when you go into the creek, take it. When you go into the creek, you'll take it. Somebody was telling, hey, that multi-millionaire fella, he died, huh? The multi-millionaire fella died. How much did he leave? The other man said, all. He is asking how much money he leave. The answer is easy. The answer is all. साथी है मित्र गंग के जल बिंदु पान तक, अर्धांगिनी बढ़ेगी तो केवल मकान तक, परिवार सब लोग चलेंगे स्मशान तक, बेटा भी हक निभाएगा तो अग्निदान तक। इससे तो आगे, इससे तो आगे भजन ही है साथी, हरि के भजन बिन अकेला रहेगा। इससे तो आगे भजन ही है साथी, हरि के भजन बिन अकेला रहेगा। इससे तो आगे भजन ही है साथी, हरि के भजन बिन अकेला रहेगा। इससे तो आगे भजन ही है साथी, हरि के भजन बिन अकेला रहेगा। जीवन ये 2 दिन का मेला रहेगा, कायम न जग का जमेला रहेगा। जीवन ये 2 दिन का झमेला रहेगा।
जीवन ही 2 दिन का मेला रहेगा, कायम जग का झमेला रहेगा।
इससे तो आगे, इससे तो आगे, इससे तो आगे। This is telling, this is life. 2 दिन का मेला है, 2 days fair. Fair like when you go bazaar. 2 days fair. Right? And in this 2 days fair, nothing is sure. Everything unsure. We don't know anything. What will happen when? Anybody seen COVID? No COVID. Going in 3 years now. We passed the 2 years already, isn't it? Nobody has seen. You don't know what will happen when. And human life is so fragile. So fragile. COVID is nothing, They had worse than this black plague and all. If that we pass, Vinhanu Satsang. If that we pass, everybody, सब मिलकर राम नाम सत्य है. You see, you never know. 2 दिन का मेला है. कायम न जग का. Nothing is firm and fixed and sure in this world. And still, with the little time, mine, me, mine. And how do we take that? And I could do for you. You wasting time telling I would do for you. You can't do for yourself. Anyway, so Bhagavan explains this Maya in very simple language for ordinary life. We just have to think about this. Now, I have to move on. I can't stay here. Otherwise, we wouldn't finish. We have to do 10 Dohas in one night. Otherwise, we wouldn't finish this Ramayana. And he gives many more explanations for Maya. Now, what is this? Gyan. What is Gyan? Knowledge. Tulsidas is giving simple definitions for simple people. That is all of us. We don't want any highfalutin kind of definition that you can't understand anything and that makes no sense to us. ज्ञान मान जह एक उनाही.
श्री राम जय जय राम,
देख ब्रह्म समान जब माही.
श्री राम जय राम,
ज्ञान मान जह एक उनाही. देख ब्रह्म समान सब माही.
श्री राम जय राम,
श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम.
श्री राम जय राम,
जय रघुराम, जय सीताराम, जय सीताराम. श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय. ज्ञान मान जह एकौ नाही, देख ब्रह्म समान सब माही. Let me just turn this side. ज्ञान वो है जहां जिसमें मान आदि एक भी दोष नहीं है. They call it Gyan, where not one single of the defect of man ityadi. Man means ego. The ego, see, and with that ego comes so many things. Arrogance. When that ego comes, that arrogance is there. Then with that thing comes also hypocrisy, and so many things that follow from that. Ego. So he says, when none of them is there, all of them gone, that is called as, means I have removed them. That person has Gyan, who has removed them. And then finally, is half a chopai. Dek Brahma Samana Sabamahi. Gyan is where I see equally, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan tells. I see in a dog, in a dog eater, in a sadhu, in everything, cow, elephant. I see everything. One absolute reality, one God. One divine principle. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini. In a Brahmana, in a cow, in an elephant. Shunicha eva Shurpakecha. In a dog. In a dog eater. Shurpanakha. To see that one Brahman. That is called as Gyan for Tulsidashi. So that requires learning, isn't it? That requires learning, not just like that. Then the next question was, what is this thing called as Vairagya? And for a sadhak, this is the most important, this is the prerequisite for everything. Now you tell. For education, you see, you go to preschool, then primary school, then high school, then university, then postgraduate and all that kind of thing we do, right? People do. For all of that, if down in the preschool or the primary school you did not learn the alphabet, you did not learn the alphabet here, that you could have gone through any of those things. Not possible, isn't it? That alphabet is what you learn here, that is what you are going to use all the way to postgraduate, correct or not? Well, but that is a common thing running. That alphabet. Common thing running all the way going. You will leave out many other things. For example, when you go to high school or you go to undergraduate, there you went into the arts, you leave out all sciences. So you leave out many things. Or you went into the sciences, you leave out all arts. But you can't leave out your alphabet. Isn't it? So you will leave many things, will drop many things, but that one thing will go all the way, you see. In this Vairagya, as dispassion, detachment on the spiritual path, is that thing. If that is not there. So when you go up there, we'll get into Gyan Marg, Bhakti Marg, Karma Marg, Dhyan Marg, Ashtanga Marg, whatever Marg you want to get into, but if this Vairagya is not there, all Marg, all path will become useless also. So that Lakshmana asked to Bhagavan, what is this Vairagya, Prabhu? Bhagavan answers, no, half a chopai again. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. तात सो परम विरागी तृण समसिद्धि तीन गुण त्यागी कही तात सो परम विरागी तृण समसिद्धि तीनि गुण त्यागी श्री राम जय जय राम श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय कहिए तात सो परम विरागी. No, you see, that is not a part of the definition. It's quarter chopai actually. Tat, oh, dear Lakshmana, Tat, That is said to be supreme dispassion. That is the first, of course I told you half a chopai, but the quarter is this only. That is said to be supreme dispassion. Then what? It is told in quarter chopai. What is said to be supreme dispassion? Trina sama siddhi. All siddhis are considered like a blade of grass. What a blade of grass is worth anything? All siddhis means what? All powers. So you know, you'll see this Ramayana, Hanuman Chalisa, you'll see everywhere that there are so many powers. Hanumanji has all his Ashta Siddhi, Navanidhi. You can get big and small and this and can know what is going on over there and all sorts of things. This is all siddhis. Huh? Now, in ordinary life, see, that is power to do that and power to do that and power to do that. Siddhi. So now, in ordinary life, we have that or not? Is there? You have power to do this and power to do that. Power, and that's why people say, you don't know anybody, boy, I want you to pull a string. Huh? Pull a string. Because he has power to pull a string. So whatever we talk about siddhis in scriptures, those things are there in ordinary life in various manifestations. The power to do this and power to do that. Huh? That is why you say, if you want to get to Bhagwan Narayan, you worship Lakshmi. Because through Lakshmi we will reach Narayan. Yeah. The Lakshmi is Shakti. The power, isn't it? The power. So, like that, people have different types of power. But what is the problem with power now? We'll see that problem right here. It will come in this Aranyakand. Ravan will come to meet his uncle Marich. Ravan will come to meet Marich. And that time, Marich will tell, Arey Ravan, if you want to survive and you want your family to survive, forget this plan and go home. Marich will tell. And Ravan will tell now, oh, where is there any person with more power than me? So power is not the bad thing. Power is okay. Power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. That is the problem. The problem is not power, that it corrupts. So, one who is a vairagi, a dispassionate person, is the one who can drop any identification with that power, thinking that all power belongs to Bhagwan. He is called vairagi. Otherwise, you hear words in English like what? Flaunting his power. Flaunting or abusing his power. Misusing his power. That's where the problem is. And that all because that power gets to the ego. We saw a big thing just now. Nripa Mada, Raj Mada, when Bharat was coming. Everybody was saying, it started with the Nishad. Oh, Bharat got power and now it went to his head. Then Lakshmana is saying same thing. All of them want to kill Bharat. They thought the power went to his head. You see? So, one who can renounce all this power does not belong to me, it belongs to Bhagwan. All forms of power, and there are so many things. To move this and move that and get this done, get that done, all that is Bhagwan. Because who is making everything go in any case? Hoi hi soi jo Ram rachi rakha. Only that will happen which is ordained by or dictated by Rama. So Rama is making the world. You run in this world or Rama run in this world? You think. You just have to think that. Because if you go, the world will stop. Nothing's, and might run better. Not only it wouldn't stop, it might run better. So like that, all my power which ever I renounce that thing. He's called as tyagi. You see? Renunciate. So this is what Lakshmana, viragi. Teen guna tyagi. And one who has renounced all the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas, means gone beyond them. Gunatita. He is true vairagi. Now, these two questions were asked first, but Maya came first. Now, next question. Bhakti was asked fourth, but in fourth position comes Bhagavan leaves Bhakti for last. In fourth position, difference between Jiva and Ishwara. That was the last question, but it takes the fourth position in answering. माया ईस न आप कहूँ जान कहिए सो जीवो राम जान कहिए सो जीव बंध मोक्ष प्रद सर्व पर माया प्रेरक शिव सिया पर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सियावर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम. The summary of this is, Jiva is the one who knows nothing. That all are we. Who knows? Nothing. At the same time, he feels he knows everything. But that is a real disease. There's one beggar telling the next beggar on the road. He says, "You see that skyscraper there? Tomorrow I'm going to buy it." One beggar to the next beggar, "See this skyscraper? Tomorrow I'm going to buy it." Here the next beggar, "No, I'm not selling." But why is this? He has nothing, but he feels he has everything. I'm not selling it. This Jiva knows nothing, but he thinks he knows. And any topic you start, any topic you start, he have some 2 cents word to put inside it. Correct or not? Maya is an apu jan kahiye so Jiv. Jiv is the one who knows nothing about his world, he knows nothing about himself, and he knows nothing about God. What else is there? 3 things only. Himself, this world, and God. And he knows nothing of none of them. That is true thing. People go by a psychiatrist to find out what's going on inside his own head. That is true or not? Huh? And go by a doctor to find out what happening inside. Huh? That's why you don't mess with a doctor, that fellow have inside information. So, inside, really, we don't know. If you ask, where my spleen there? Where is my spleen? Well, I can't even begin to start a point. Where is my spleen? We don't know. But the Jiva is like this. Bhagavan telling Lakshmana, Jiva is like this. He doesn't know anything. And Ishwara is the one who knows everything. Bandha mocha pradasarva para maya preraka siv. The one who is the wielder of Maya. The wielder of Maya is the one who knows about Maya. Bandha mocha, the one who dispenses bondage and mukti, bondage and liberation. And sarvapara, beyond everything. That is called as Ishwara. But then there is Very famous line, all of you know it. Ishwara amsa Jiva avinashi Chetan amal sahaj sukh rashi.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Ishwar amsa Jiva avinashi Chetan amal sahaj sukh rashi.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Bolo Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Bolo Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram. Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram. Syamar Ramachandra ki jai.
Jai.
The Jiva who knows nothing, he is actually part and parcel of Ishwara. But that is possible also. We can be part and parcel of something and still not know. Huh? That is very, very common thing actually. I remember when I was younger, I went to see a movie, old movie. That thing is called a Raja Aur Rank. You remember seeing that? Raja Aur Rank. And there was another one also older than that in black and white, also called Vapas. Hare Rama, you should go and see. In those movies, what happened, you know? The Raja, in the palace, the two princes were born. The queen had twins, but she didn't know. The midwife took the first one and gave away. And that fellow he grew up as a beggar there. And here, one prince grew up as a with princely attire and princely behavior and everything. Etiquette. Then, that fellow is part of this family or not? He's part. Then, but he's not thinking, I am a prince. He's thinking, I am a beggar. This Jiva is part of Ishwara. But he's thinking what? Me and mine. He doesn't know that he's part of Ishwara. This is Jiva. So, that Jiva is that one who is suffering all limitations like that. And Ishwara is the one who is the master and beyond all these limitations. And then the fourth question was Bhakti. What is this Bhakti? Just before number 16 now, Bhagavan sums up this whole Bhakti. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Mama gun gawat pulak sarira.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Gad gad gira nayan bahanira.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
काम आदि मद दम्बन जाके
Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
तात निरंतर बस में ताके श्री
Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय So good. Mama guna gavata pulaka. See, tat nirantar basamai take. Real devotion is such that it brings Bhagwan also under one's control. That Bhagwan also surrenders to that devotee. He is called a real devotee in this Ramayana. Like Bharat. Bhagwan also surrendered before Bharat. Bharat surrendered before Kevat. Kevat said, you tell me to wash your feet. Bhagwan said, you do as you please. You do whatever it takes so that your boat will not go away. Bhagwan up till now never said, wash my feet. You do whatever. That is surrender. So, true devotion is that which makes even Bhagwan surrender. That is true devotion. Tat nirantar basamai take. I am always under his control. But then, what we have to develop, mama guna gavat pulaka sarira, gad gad gira nayana bahanira. That singing the glories of Bhagwan, a devotee's hair stands on end and his voice becomes choked and his eyes fill up with tears. That is a real devotee. Kama adi madadambana jake, in whom there is no calm, lust and desire, adi. In the same Aranyakand, the adi will be told what? Adi means etc. Kama, etc. When we go down to the end of Aranyakand, we'll see what is the etc. Kam, krodh, mada, lobh, ityadi, you know that. Mada, arrogance, dambha, hypocrisy and all such things. To remove those things from the heart and only to sing the glory of Bhagwan. This is called as Bhakti. And it should be such that one also brings Bhagwan also under control. That is the idea. No, that should be the goal. That is not the goal to have power over Bhagwan. That is not the meaning. The goal is the Bhakti should be such that that Bhakti is also capable of moving the Lord. That is the idea. That is true devotion. Now, Bhagwan, like this, explain or answer these all questions of Lakshmana. And then Tulsidas ji, almost immediately, immediately, he introduces another katha. When I sing the first word of this chaupai, you will know which katha it is. Listen. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Shurpanakha Ravan ke bahini.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Dusht hridaya darun jas ahini.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Panchabati so gai ek baara.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Dekhi bikal vai jugal kumara.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya
Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Syawar Ramachandra ki jai. Shurpanakha Ravan ke bahini. Now you see how the words also easy. Bahin means what? See, easy you could understand it. Right? Bahin means sister. So, Shurpanakha Ravan ke bahini. Now the sister of. Once upon a time, there was a Shurpanakha who was the sister of Ravan. Now when you hear that, what comes to your mind? Well, you don't have to read the next part of the chopa even. Because the moment you hear Ravan's sister, you know that, right? Tulsidas, if you don't know, Tulsidas tells. The next part of the chopa, the next quarter, so that's only quarter. Next quarter. Dushta hridaya darun ke ahini. Jasa ahini. Dushta hridaya means wicked at heart. Wicked at heart. And daruna jasa ahini. And venomous like a snake. These are literal words, eh? Wicked at heart and venomous like a snake. That's a terrible combination. Then what? Panchavati so gai ek bara. One day she went to Panchavati. Now who was there in Panchavati? Now I told you they came from Chitrakoot. Now they are in Panchavati. Rama, Lakshmana, Sita ji. Then dekhi bikala bhai jugala kumara. And see, 3 of them are there, but she only see 2. Rama and Lakshmana. This is a terrible thing. Then she goes to Bhagwan Ram. Tulsidaji makes some really strong comments on it. You can all go and read that thing. Eh? Ruchira Rupa Dhari. She took a beautiful form. She changed her form because she was Ravan's sister, she had powers, you know. So she changed her form. And dress up nice and thing. And put lipstick. And she went in front of Bhagwan Ram and she's smiling. Somebody says she smiles so broad, she gets lipstick on her ears. You hear ear to ear smile. But anyway, Ruchira Rupa Dhari, Prabhu Pehi Ai. She took on a, Tulsidaji only write this much. She took on a beautiful form and went in front of Bhagwan Ram. And then she started telling words that, the smiling part is true, eh? Tulsidaji was Boli Bachana Bahuta Musukai. Air to air smile, like that. Bahut Musukai. Smiling like that. Some 1 or 2 words Tulsidaji will put in here and there. It might give you such a nice picture. Anyway, now she started telling words that it has used in Bollywood. Words that it has used in Bollywood. Tuma sama purushana mo sama nari. In this world, there is no man like you. And there is no woman like me. Really, I'm telling the exact translation for all of these things. Yaha sanjog vidhi racha bichari. This meeting, this fortuitous meeting between both of us today has been ordained by Brahmaji himself. Mama anurupa purusha jagam mahi. Dekh heur khoja loka tihu nahi. I have been looking in the 3 worlds for a man so handsome to suit my beauty. And in the 3 worlds I have not found yet. But today I found you. You think Ramayana had no comedy? So I have not found anywhere. Tate ab lagi rahiyu kumari manumana kachutuma hinihari. Therefore till today I have remained unmarried. Because I did not find the suitable match. So I have remained unmarried until this day. But now I have seen you. I think you will do. I think you will do. And see, first of all, she takes a false form and goes before Bhagwan. False form, she's in a, not her real form as Shurpanakha. In the colloquial village language and all, she's called as Suknakya. You know that, right? Suknakya. I remember in Ramlila as children, we only going to see Suknakya. So Shurpanakha takes this false form and goes before Bhagwan. Then she tells false things also. She said, I have not found the right person and therefore I remain unmarried. It is not true. She was married actually and Ravan killed her husband. She own brother. Eh? Big jagara took place there. And now she's telling Prabhu that I should marry you. A total oblivion of the presence of Sita ji. But Rama tells, you see, my younger brother over there, my younger brother Lakshman, look there. He's single. So she gone there. When she gone there, Lakshman said, look here, I is the slave. I am the slave and he is the master. You want to marry the slave or you want to marry the master? You think now? She come back here. Bhagwan sent she back there. So after a little while, when she say, waiting, guys, are football or what? From this goalpost to this goalpost? She get angry and she thought that Sita ji is the one who is causing this. And Bhagwan gave a sign, and she lurched towards Sita ji, but Bhagwan gave a sign to Lakshmana, and Lakshmana cut off her nose and ears. From that day, she could not be nosy anymore. To poke into anybody's business. Number 17. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Lakshman ati laghav so नाक कान बिनु कीन ताके कर रावण कहे मनो चुनौती दीन सियावर रामचंद्र जी जय शरण सीताराम सियावर रामचंद्र जी जय शरण सीताराम सियावर रामचंद्र जी जय शरण Syawar Ramachandra ki jai. Lakshmana ati laghav, great agility, precision and agility. Lakshmana excised her nose and ears. But the next line, why I chanted Doha is for the next line, because I already told you this one. Next line. Take kar ravan kaha mano chunauti deenhi. As if, Tulsidashi's line is so nice, as if through the hands of Shurpanakha to send a challenge to Ravan. Now that is big thing, because really she is going to go to Ravan. So by cutting off her nose and ears, has sent a challenge to Ravan. What is interesting also, Tulsidas is describing Lakshmana cut out her nose and ears, right? And then the next line in the same Doha is, as if to send a challenge to Ravan. But then the question arises, but Lakshmana did not come to remove Ravan. Why should Lakshmana challenge Ravan? It is Bhagwan Ram who came to remove Ravan. While reading this question will come in your mind. Why? And in fact, Lakshmana does not know about the purpose of the avatar, but Lakshmana is only bhakta. The purpose of the avatar is to paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha tushkritam, to remove the evil Ravan and to save the sadhus. And Bhagwan came for that purpose. So if there is a challenge to be sent to Ravan, the challenge should be sent from Ram. What does Lakshmana know about the purpose of avatar? Lakshmana is only a servant. And then why Lakshmana sending? But I told you just now, Lakshmana cut off her ears and nose, but that was done only because Rama gave a sign. Tulsidaji likes this word also. He says, Sita sabaya dekhi ragurai, kaha anuj manasaya na bujai. Bhagwan, in Indian culture, facial expressions and signs is a big thing actually. And how you have to know? You know already because always watch all them Indian soaps. Facial expressions and sign and all. Yeah, you see? Indian, how he's shaking, when he's shaking, and sometimes you'll see in these Hindi films and all, you just give, with no words, isn't it? No words. So Bhagwan did like that for Lakshmana. So if Bhagwan gave the sign to Lakshmana to cut off the ears and nose, who is sending the challenge to Ravan? Bhagwan is sending, isn't it? Not Lakshmana. Lakshmana is only following the orders of Bhagwan. Now, what she did? She went and she told, Ravan had two half brothers, Khara and Dushan. She went and she told this Khara Dushan. And Khara Dushan, they only listened. When they heard the message from this Shurpanakha, they put together army of some 10,000 Rakshasas in a flash, and they came there. What? Thirsty for blood. Bhagwan Ram saw them coming. This is Sri Rama. देखी राम रिपुदल चलियावा
श्री राम जय राम
बेहसी कठिन को दंड चढ़ावा Ramachandra ki jai. Dekhi Ram. Rama saw what he saw. Ripudala Chaliyawa. The 10,000 Rakshasas came there. Ripudala meant the horde of enemies. They came there. Then Bhagwan, expression Tulsidaji. Bihasi, Bhagwan laughed. Bhagwan alone and 10,000 of them come. The advantage, man. Bhagwan laughed. And if you see Sant Mahatma Bani, Bhagwan laughed. One Rama standing there, 10,000 Rakshasas come. And Bhagwan laughed for 100 reasons you can come up with. One reason is, Bhagwan laughed because the 10,000 of them feel they could kill me. But that is not true. So Bhagwan is laughing. They have the wrong feeling in their mind. Bhagwan smiled because of that. Second thing is, you can go on thinking why Bhagwan smiled. Bhagwan smiled because he's thinking, this fellow is going to die. and they commemorate so much Abhiman. They're going to die, but they commemorate so much Abhiman. Kaisa hai Jeev? How is it Jiva? He's going to die, but he harboring so much of a Abhiman. Third reason, I'll just give him a few reasons, you can go on thinking. Yeah? Third reason, Bhagavan is smiling at his own Maya at play. Look how his Maya manifests this type of thing. And easy thing what Bhagavan did, big fight ensues just to give them a little entertainment. Big fight. And in the end, Bhagavan could have done this in the beginning itself. What did he do, Bhagavan wove some of his Maya power, and each Rakshasa saw the other Rakshasa as Ram. So two Rakshas coming down the road, and when this one look at him, hey, but this is Ram. And when that one look at this, but this is Ram. Kill him, because we come here to kill Ram. And what happened to 10,000 of them? Mar gaye, all of them. They killed themselves. Bhagwan Rama, they didn't have to do anything. You see? But when he sees him as Ram, and he's killing him thinking he's Ram, he says, Ram, come here, I'll kill you. And all of them killing each other, saying Ram, Ram, all of them get mukti too. It is there, scene number 20. राम राम कहि तनु तजहि पावहि पद निर्वाण ओ राम पावहि पद निर्वाण करि उपाय रिपुमारे छन महु कृपा निधान सिया वर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरण पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सियावर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरण सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. क्या बात है. राम राम कही तनु tajahi. Saying Ram, I'll kill you, Ram, I'll kill you, Ram. And just saying Ram. Because Ram coming like, I'll kill you, Ram. Then they go and saying Ram, all of them kill each other. And then what? Pavahi pada nirban. They all got mukti. All Rakshasas. When Bhagwan does a job, Bhagwan does a thorough job. When we do job, we do halfway job. Halfway job. Dokedam. Dokedam, halfway. And Bhagwan does that. Thorough job means what? When Vishwamitra ji Maharaj came to Dasharatha ji Maharaj to ask for Ram or Lakshmana, Vishwamitra ji said, I came to ask for your two sons. Dasharatha ji said, don't take them, take me. They're young boys. I will go and kill all these Rakshasas. I have helped Indra fight in the past. Vishwamitra said to Dasharatha ji Maharaj, Raja ji, मैं मारने वाला के लिए आया नहीं हूं. I did not come for anybody to kill Rakshasas. मैं तारने वाला के लिए आया हूं. I came for somebody to cross these Rakshasas over the samsara so that they are not born here again to torment people. So when Bhagwan kills the Rakshasas, they get mukti. They are not coming back in this world to torment. Otherwise, if they don't get mukti, well, they come back and they just continue with it. Just like Ravan. Hiranyakashipu then came as Ravan again. The same fella coming back. And every time he come back, it was. So, the Lord, when he does that job, he does it thoroughly, removes the Rakshasas once and for all. So that they all got mukti nirvan. Pavahi pada nirvan. Kari upai rupumare. Chanamahu kripani dhan. He made it in this way that it happened. And they call kripani dhan. That Tulsidas ji is telling is kripani dhan. It's so compassionate, even to give mukti to Rakshasas and all. What a wonderful Ram. Okay, now I think I am ahead or I am on target? I am behind by 10. Don't worry, I'll catch up tomorrow. I'll do like tomatoes and catch up tomorrow. How much I chanted until today? It's tomorrow. Oh, I finished 20. I'm 10 behind. 20? I'm 20 behind. Good. Tomorrow I have to put some speed. But it had too much a nice thing in the Ramayana, in the Aranyakana especially. Aranyakana is like the pivot of Ramayana. You know, the pivot thing balances like this. Man, all the can nice. Yeah, I better go say that. All right, so we'll see tomorrow how far we'll reach there. Let me just tell you some announcements and then we shall see. Today's Dasha Doha chanting was done by the Triveni. When I was coming, we were listening on the radio and I knew it was Triveni. I told them. Triveni Mandir Sevaks and Sevikas, thank you so much for coming and doing the chanting. All right. Tomorrow's satsang is at the Sai Nilayam in Londonville. Sai Nilayam, Londonville. Not so hard to find, very easy. Just go to Londonville and ask anybody. Yeah. 4th Street, Londonville, Old Road. Ah, very good. Okay. Just a few quick announcements and then we will have other parts of the program. Our Samashti Hanuman Puja, that must be full up now. Samashti Hanuman Puja, maybe have 2 Vedis left, if you're lucky. 16th of April. Then Chai Sanmelan on 30th of May. You can come and have some delectable, delicious chai of 3 varieties are there. And our residential camp from 20 to 24th of April, of July. You have to come and stay in the ashram. Swami Ishwara from our Chinmaya Mission Los Angeles will be coming also for this camp. All right. Tickets for the Chai Sanmelan available at the bookstall. Please have a look at our bookstall. There are many wonderful titles that you can questions, universal questions and timeless answers. Huh? Yeah. This is, today we were doing now the 5 questions. You can get it in a book and the answers also by Guruji, Swami Tejomayanji. Then as we think, Puja Gurudev, this is really mind-probing questions like that. Mind-probing issues. Parables, brilliance of Vedanta, true stories. No matter how old you are, stories will always interest your mind. Please see these parables by Gurudev. All right. Okay, so now I would like to call on Mr. Ruplal Rampasad to receive a token of appreciation from our side. This is the whole Ramayana. We did in 2017-18 for 2 years, more than 500 hours. All the verses and all, you will find it in here. This is for you and our members of this most wonderful temple for your enjoyment. Thank you. Okay, we like to call on Mr. Dev Narayan Raghu. In this how we pronounce in Trinidad. Dev Narayan Raghu to do a vote of thanks, and then we will have Arti.
Namaste, Sitaram, Siyavara Ramachandra ki.
Ki jai.
Devotees, let us mentally offer our most humble pranams and salutations and prostrations to our Vyasji, Sri Swami Prakashananda, of the spiritual leader of the Chinmaya mission of Trinidad and Tobago. We are very, very privileged indeed to be in his presence here this evening, and we want to thank him so very, very much for having Matilda Mandir listed as one of the 108 satsangs in different mandirs and venues throughout Trinidad and Tobago. So we must not view this evening's satsang as in isolation. You are part of that journey, that mission, that tirade of 108 satsangs throughout Trinidad and Tobago.
Sahi baat.
So we are so very happy to be part of this very auspicious and divine experience as we celebrate Lord Rama, as we celebrate that victory this evening of truth, of knowledge, of power, of light over darkness. Let's put our hands together in appreciation of that celebration. So we really want to thank all those who assisted and contributed, not only for this evening, but for the continuing satsangs till they reach 108. We want to thank Swamiji, of course. We want to thank other members of the Chinmaya mission, his team, his staff around him, all those who work behind the scenes to put things together. We want to thank our sound system engineers, and of course we must thank and welcome Heritage Radio 101.7. We were live on radio, and they are doing very, very good work in terms of helping to spread, to broadcast these satsangs throughout. So thousands of persons are also part of this spiritual exercise. I also want to acknowledge and thank Sister Aruna, who is here with us this evening. Some time ago, she started with us satsangs classes right here at the Mandir. And because of COVID and other things and so on, it was discontinued, but she did a very good job. And we also want to acknowledge posthumously a very, very knowledgeable gentleman who was with us during that time, Pandit Ramsaran Bisesa. He's no longer with us, and I feel very confident that wherever that soul is very safe with Lord Krishna. So we want to thank all those members of our Mandir for their effort and working together to bring off this satsang. And we want to thank you, the devotees who are present here this evening. And remember, you are part of a very, very important and significant spiritual exercise that you could perhaps join in the other satsangs that are coming up. So, Swamiji, we are very happy indeed. We are inspired this evening. We are motivated, coming out of the COVID and so on. Our peoples we are stressed and frustrated. So this satsang this evening is very opportune and timely, and it will help us to really move on and accept and build our faith and our confidence in our Dharma. Thank you so very much all, and we're very, very happy again to be part of this very divine experience. Om Shanti, Sri Ramachandra ki
jai. Thank you, Raghuji. आरती के लिए सब खड़े हो जाइए। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की। गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीकि विज्ञान विशारद सुख सनकादि शेष अरु सारद बरनी पवन सुत कीरति नीति। गावत वेद पुराण अष्ट दस छो शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस मुनिजन धन संतन को सर्वस सार अंश सम्मत सब ही की आरती
श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति करे कसिया की आरती श्री रामायण जी की
कीर्ति कलि
कसिया की
गावत संतत शंभु भवानी अरुघत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कवि वर्ज बखानी कागे भूषुंड करोड़ के ही आरती श्री
रामायण जी की कीर्ति करे कसिया की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति करे कसिया की
कलिमल हरनि विषय रस फीकी सुबह सिंगार मुक्ति जुबती की दलन रोग भव मूरियमी की तात मात सब विधि तुलसी
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति करे कसिया की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति करे कसिया की
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलायतनो हरिः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव हरि ओम।